Good with that?
We have two sending projections to PE.
Fortieth.
No, that's for next year already.
It's our projections for next year.
That's
40th
Oh,
day.
okay.
So we did our
When was the
40th
40th day?
10 or 10
Just
just
last
last
week.
week.
I thought it was related to that. Okay. Let me know when you're ready to start.
We're so sorry. We just signed email from PE and I know Maria was working on this.
This one guy.
Yeah, I already
All the
did.
way
You don't
to
have to
the
speak
speaking
board certification. I did that one. Yeah.
0294.
Yeah. Fiscal year. Yep. And this is just us. Retrieve. Submit it to SB. Submit to PDD. Yep. And then just type in Jane. Yep. And we're good to go. Click on national or national port. And select this just to make sure it looks good. Okay, I submitted.
I thought you didn't need approval on that one.
Very good.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, Dr. Monahan. Go ahead and get started. Good evening, everybody. We have here in person Pam and Ms. Stengel, Ms. Julie Weeks, Ms. Francine Benke, Mr. Carl Hunt, Mr. Joe Villarreal, Mr. Benavides, Dr. Monahan, Mr. Tim Wheeler, Ms. Lynn, welcome. She's our social work intern. And then we have our interpreter, Anna. What's your last name? Lopez. Anna Lopez. Sorry. And Ms. Zaira Brambila. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And Dr. Monahan, just let me know to scroll down. Everything's up on the screen.
Are you ready? Okay, thank you, Dr. McCullough. It's 5:09 p.m. On October 15th, we're going to hold the Governing Council meeting of October, and we'll have our roll call of Governing Council members. Dr. Medina, everybody here? Yeah. Sylvia Faradillo,
Here.
thank you, Sylvia. Ms. Vilma Alejandra Alvarez,
Here.
thank you, Ali. Ms. Alma Garcia,
Here.
thank you, Alma. Ms. Noemi Scherer, Ms. Pamela Tagasteco.
Here.
And Mr. Timothy Woodward. Here. We have a quorum. Thank you, everyone, for your attendance and participation tonight. First thing is we'll look for an approval or disapproval of the agenda. Do I have a motion for approval or disapproval?
This is Sylvia Mosquito, agenda person. This is Alex, I'll second it.
Sylvia, motion, and Ali seconded it. Is there any discussion? Okay, and with that, we'll have a vote. Dr. Medina? Dr. Monahan, yes. Sylvia?
Yes.
Ali?
Yes.
Alex? Mrs. Garcia? Mrs. Alma Garcia?
Yes.
Thank you, Alma. Noemi? Pamela?
She was just.
She was there. She wait, this one. Tim?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. We have an agenda for this evening. Approval or disapproval of meeting minutes. Would anyone like to, motion for approval or disapproval of minutes?
I'll motion.
This is Sylvia Mosquito, first minute.
Actually, Tim motion first. Thank you, Tim. Anyone like the second?
This is Selma, I second.
Thank you, Emma. Any discussion? Roll call. Dr. Medina? Monahan, yes. Sylvia?
Yes.
Alex?
Yes.
Emma?
Yes.
Noemi? Pamela?
Yes.
Timothy?
Yes.
Motion passes. Okay, we've adopted the minutes. Public comments, we're gonna start with the president's report, or we may not. As Dr. Medina is missing tonight. She is sick and it's unfortunate. We wish she gets better. The finance committee report is next with Sylvia. Very good.
Hi, Sam. Sam's representing Dan Hale. She's here online.
Okay, so as you guys noticed on the finance packet for cash receiving is finally going up. We're already getting some RFRs already. And Mr. Kyle will be going more into detail with all that stuff. And we also have the
Yes, I can show you.
reconciliation for the month of August.
Sure.
As of now, it's really.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Everything's here.
I'm trying to share the screen with Sylvia. I think.
Very strange.
We're projecting on the smart board and I'm trying to project the agenda.
Go to full size and then try to skip to
Right here?
on the, yes. Or you can just do it from the corner screen. Then to the skip. No.
No, it's usually supposed to be like a little settings bar over here, but
Keep it up.
I was like, I think we have to go over first.
yeah.
That turned it on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop sharing that because it's just our screen.
Come on, man.
Just turn it on.
Can you ask them if they can see that?
Yes.
Thank you. You don't know. We'll go by fast.
The tables.
Okay, so. We're waiting on.
Is there any more left?
There's two here.
Sylvia, can you, are you done with your, finance report?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Sylvia. The audit committee report, Dr. Medina, and she is unfortunately not with us tonight, unless there's someone else here who would like to present.
Kyle, can you give any insight as to the audit, how it's going?
Yes, we actually have our exit conference scheduled for 10/29. So in 2 weeks, we will be meeting with the auditors to finish and finalize our exit. Other than that, it's gone really well. We can't talk about it too much until the Office of the State Auditor publishes those reports, but we're about to conclude.
Probably hear something in November.
So far not, if I may.
So that we can't even say that. That's not in a public meeting.
For November.
Yeah.
We're all sharing with Dr. Escobar the other day.
All right, thank you, Kyle. Next, we have our facilities committee report. Tim Woodward.
We have the kinder bathrooms that are done and completed. The middle school bathrooms are almost done. They have some heavy duty sectioning in there. If you haven't seen it, it looks like corrals for a bullpen. They're really, really sturdy if you've seen them. So it looks like the kids can hang and bead and bang them up and all hold up. So that's almost completed. There's some drainage and sink things that need to be done in there. But I think with the age group, it'll apply to them messing around in there and kind of beating up the facility. So it's ready to go. The drop-off loop is going well and up and running for all the students and drop-off for all the parents. What else? The drainage, the re-drainage that's been done is working really well. And the fiber optics from both campuses are up and running and utilized really well as well. So.
Thank you, Cynthia. Anyone have any questions for Mr. Lumen?
I'll just add a little bit to that. Bathroom cluster 1 is projected to be finished up within about a week and a half. So after that, we'll just start on punch list, and in case in the construction realm, punch list just means like leftovers, things that you find kind of things. They go through and correct those before they're completely done, and then you can pay them out. So we're at the end of it. We're going to kind of hold a little bit of a pause with construction right now, just so we can regenerate some funds. We're approaching capital outlay now for our next funding project, and they go to session now in February, I believe. And then we'll regenerate some money and start back up again with some other things.
Thank you. Any further questions for Tip? Okay, thank you again, Tip. Today we have a student report from Grethel Gomez. Is Grethel here? I think I saw some students.
They're right outside.
Okay.
These are actually 6th graders, I believe. Different grades. Oh wow, you guys wrote something up. Good. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Neha.
Okay,
Introduce yourself.
so my name
Come
is
sit
Katia
over here so
Vargas.
they can see you on the screen too. Go sit around.
One of you sit, the other two behind, right behind. There you go.
Okay, so my name is Katia Vargas. I'm in 6th grade, and in student council, I'm the secretary. My name is Alexis Ortega. I'm in 6th grade, and in student council, I'm a representative. My name is Vanessa Madrid. I'm in 6th grade, and I'm a secretary in student council. Okay, this year we have 18 members in student council and 3 representatives from elementary, grade through 3rd and 5th that join our monthly meetings. So far, we have sent canteen supervisor our concerns with breakfast, lunch, and temperature of food. For example, some of the food has been cold, and that makes us waste the food because we don't want to eat it. And also, we wanted to say about the allergies like peanuts, milk, gluten, egg. We wanted to have people have stuff that they can eat without getting an allergic reaction or without feeling sick. We also created the October's lunch menu. Students have been liking the new food items that we've added, and we've all decided that we wanted on the lunch. And we also removed some stuff that not really a lot of people ate. We created our first year routines for the end of the month. We will be meeting at the canteen to go over the restrictions and ask questions that we may have as students. Winter ball has been scheduled during school. There is more student participation. More security during passing periods so that people don't skip or they don't try and go to different classes. And if they're late, their teachers get notified. Also with more backpack checks because people are bringing stuff and hiding it in their backpacks when they see a teacher or if they see anybody. So we wanted to make sure that our school is safe and that nothing bad gets brought here. Choose substitutes who are fluent in both languages to avoid unproductive school days. Ongoing and upcoming events. We've had student-led conferences, middle school bathroom access, fall festival, and Thanksgiving dinner.
we've all discussed over that and decided details for all of those and scheduled when they would be. The new things that we have in school is we have a new room for the pickup and the drop-off line. We also have the nurse's office that moved to the portables, and we also have they're renovating the middle school bathroom course. We also have more behavior contracts for people, so they don't just get let off with a warning, and they get sent to the principal's office if they have like a really bad one, or if they have like more than just getting let off with a warning. They also added ISS to the school, so for example, if we have parties, like 3 parties, we have to go to ISS, which is in school suspension, and if we have bad behavior, and we will be meeting with Canteen to go over the restrictions and ask questions that we may have as students. So, okay, that's all. Thank you for watching our presentation. Thank you.
Oh, you're not done yet. Wait a minute, can we ask you any questions?
We have
We have to ask questions
Oh.
for you. Can I ask a question? Any one of you can answer, okay? How has your experience been on student council, and do you think you're making a difference in the school in your role?
My experience, I've really liked it. I really like making decisions and trying to help our school be safer and better. I also think that I'm making the school better by saying about the backpack checks or the security or the contracts with bad behavior.
Good, thank you.
My experience in student council has been very good. It felt amazing to make decisions for the school, and I do think that we've been making the school better by having a lot of new stuff in our school and being stricter with the students. My experience with student council has been great so far. I like making decisions to make the school better, and I like that now we've got the South Campus, so now we have more classrooms.
Governing council members, do you have any more questions for our great students here, our student council?
Las tres hablan español, pueden
Invite them to some of our upcoming events that we're having.
Remember that? So we're gonna have the fall festival soon. We're gonna have a haunted house. We're gonna be selling tickets to play games. We're also gonna have Spirit Week to have all before that, and then we're gonna have next the Thanksgiving lunch for where parents can come with their students to come eat, and then we'll have.
Mañana que es?
Oh, tomorrow we're gonna have Explora so that students go with their parents and enjoy a fun time at Explora. We've gone there for a few years now. And
And you get a year-long pass.
yeah, and you also get a year-long pass for Explora if you go tomorrow.
I have a question. So I heard you guys talking about the lunches. What's going on with the lunches?
We've discussed like which lunches that a lot of people like so that we won't be wasting food or just throwing it away. We also discussed about like the temperatures because people have been saying that their food has been cold and they don't like to eat it, so they just throw it away. And also we've like taken off a few things that like none of us like, so we don't end up wasting food.
So with the menus, they come to student council first, they approve the menu, then they come to me or Dr. Moncada, and then we give the final approval and then send it back to Canteen, and that's what they put on the menu, and that's what they serve.
Okay, also I heard them saying something about kids with the allergy or certain foods. So is that being looked through with the dentist just to make sure whatever kids have allergies to that they're not being served that they're getting another type of menu?
So yeah, the usual route for that is that the parents present an allergy plan through the nurse's office, and then the nurse's office identifies that and sends it to our food nutrition person, our own, which is Luis. And then Luis sends that on to canteen so that they always have an option. With the new manager, sometimes it's sometimes it's just one option, or we have to kind of, it's been remind him on certain occasions with certain students with their food allergies. You have one, right? What's your experience with your food allergy?
So I'm allergic to gluten and I can't eat soy, and mostly I can't eat like noodles or bread or a certain sauce or like fried anything. And they've been giving me a sandwich, and for breakfast they always give me cereal, which I eat, but for lunch they give me a sandwich. So sometimes I just don't get it because sometimes I don't like the sandwich because it's cold.
But the sandwich, can you still eat
Yeah.
is it gluten-free
The
bread?
bread is gluten free.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, we make sure they get an option.
Did you have a question?
Yes, so I have a question about the security that you mentioned. So what do you girls think would be like a good approach? Like what do you think would be good to make the school safer? Like what would you recommend?
Probably having stricter security and having more backpack checks to make sure kids aren't like having their phones or messing around with stuff that they shouldn't have. Or even just like if they get a report, they right away go to it, or if when someone's out in the thing, they check with their teachers or something instead of just asking them about like, do you have a pass or something? Like they check with their teachers if they let them go.
Okay. But you mentioned about having stuff in their backpacks. You said like more security people, or just like the teachers asking if they're like where they're not supposed to be, if they're like out and about?
Like if we have a backpack check like often, so they go in our classroom and check all of our backpacks just so to make sure that no one is keeping anything. And I don't think we should have it like on a a certain like time.
Regular basis? Oh, like
Schedule.
random.
Yeah, like scheduled, because then they would know not to bring something on that day, or they would know like that I shouldn't have them in the backpack on that day. I'll bring it the next day or the day after.
So
So-
like once a week and a random day or
Random,
something like that.
Well, up to right now, I think we've had 3 or 4 backpack checks, and I just, I call it at random. I might come in on a day, and usually it's like one of these guys, or not these guys as individuals, but one of the students will tell me, hey, I've just noticed within my class that a lot of kids are keeping their phones, and we get to know them as teachers by this time as well. So we know who usually has a phone and who doesn't. Sometimes they don't turn them in. That's when it kind of cues us to do a backpack check. And to this day, we've mostly just found like electronic devices they're not supposed to have. So thank God, no knives, no guns, nothing.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Alexis Ortega?
I have one more big question for all 3 of you. It's a yes or no. You guys want some food?
Yeah.
Gluten-free. Help yourselves.
Thank you for sharing your voices with us.
You're welcome.
Council members, and have a great evening.
Get yourselves a plate, girls.
They're the ones who know.
All right, Dr. Bacana, are you ready for the executive director's report?
So
Can I play a Dr. Medina for 1 second, since she's not here?
Sure.
It's 5:31.
I'll just deliver mine from up there.
I missed her so much, I had to throw that in.
Are they corn tortillas or they tortillas?
They're corn. Good question.
Yes, things and roles.
Okay. Oh, I skipped over it.
Did you skip over
My own,
committee?
yeah, that's okay, we'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it later.
Oh, my time's running out.
Yeah.
5:30, we'll give you the next
All
two
right,
minutes.
so I'll start with student enrollment. I'm pleased to announce that we were over our projected number for 40th day. 40th day was on October 8th, and we end up with 588 students, 518 in grades K through 8. Our original projection last year was 502 students for this school year, for the purpose of our budget. So we are 14 students over the projection, which means we'll get a little bit more money this year for our school. We met our projection for pre-K of 72 students. There's no space in pre-K, neither 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds at this time. We broke down we continue to use our strategic plan domains for the purpose of our report. And Mr. Benavides and I decided we'll do this together. And I'll start by giving you an update on our charter renewal site visit by APS, which was very stressful, but it went very well. We did have 4 people from the APS Charter School office present, and 4 school administrators, 2 from APS schools and 2 from 2 charter schools. And that was on October 7th from 9 to 11. I do want to point out that I put a link there to the agenda if you want to see everything that we did. I want to thank Dr. Monahan for being here the entire time, Ms. Sylvia for the email, and then Dr. Medina followed up the balloon and got here right towards the end. As she was volunteering the balloon fiesta, so when she showed up, I was like, hey, sa kayo del globo y de la lonchas. So we had a PowerPoint presentation for the renewal team. We had a presentation by 4 7th graders expressing their educational journey at Christine Jenkins. Some of them have been here since pre-K, so that was very nice to showcase their success at the school. We had a former student came. She's now at the high school. She presented her whole bilingual seal that she did when she was an 8th grade student at the school. We planned a gallery walk with 6th graders showing their final product of a country they studied to 4th grade students. And then we had 3 dance performances for Ballet Folklorico, 1 by students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 2 by middle schoolers. So that was very fantastic. We had a nice setup in the gym, and the students performed for all the visitors. And then we had to switch the activities a little bit because we have students waiting in the cafeteria, and we didn't want to impact our lunch schedules. So we are scheduled to be at APS for the night for the renewal approval on November 17th. And they'll be sending out more information on that. We need our governing council president there at the meeting, the executive director, and 2 parents. We also submitted letters written by 2 parents and 2 written by 2 students. And we have met out the requirements for the renewal process. There's a link to the whole PowerPoint if you're interested in reviewing the PowerPoint. Another thing that I would like to mention is that we had a special visitor from the Legislative Education Study Committee, and decided a kind of a nightmare with him in the office, and then I gave him a nice tour at the whole campus. It was a great opportunity to meet with him. His name is Daniel Estupina, and he's being directed to do a study on the impact of the additional funding given to English language learners and the at-risk factor within the funding formula, which impacted us tremendously in a positive way. We had about close to $800,000 because of the changes on the funding formula. He mentioned we are his first charter school that he visited, and his first school because we were one of the schools that benefited the most from the change in the funding formula. And he wanted to know what we're doing with those funds and how we're supporting students. He left very impressed with our work, and he encouraged us to apply for a grant to possibly get a school bus or two.
Yeah,
that
for
are-
the community benefit fund.
the community benefit fund. I told him that APS handles our transportation, and he said to go ahead and apply anyways for those funds. Perhaps we would get buses that are,
They're electric buses. So it was a different, state appropriation for communities to get electric travel grants. And so they have a lot of money left over, and so he's encouraging schools to apply.
But that had nothing to do with our English learner.
No.
no,
Just,
but he,
Just wondering.
yeah, but he said, that was one of our issues that I brought up, transportation, and then he encouraged us to do that. The other one was he connected us right away with somebody from Capital Outlay so that we can start talking to them about our facility needs. So it was overall a great visit, and he said himself that his parents didn't teach him Spanish and he regrets not knowing Spanish. So he felt our kids had a beautiful opportunity to be bilingual while in school. And then I have Mr. Benavides that talk about facilities.
So facilities, I'm not gonna go too much more in depth than what Mr. Woodard already did. But one thing that we kind of left out was with regard to the school sign. We finally got all the permits and everything's in place to put our LED sign on the back. I think if you all that have been here for a while, we've been working on that sign for probably well over a year. All the permits, it's an out-of-town company, but all the permits and everything, we have to go through a special, what do you call it, when you put the sign out on your fence and make sure all the neighbors are aware. That went through
Hearings.
a hearing. So we've been approved. We should see some quick progress from here on out. So we're making accommodations so that our contracting team can go. Okay. But that I can't see. Okay, so we're making some accommodations now for our contractors to bury an electrical line out there so that we have enough energy. So we're completely functional at the South Campus. All the classrooms have been painted, and most of them have been recarpeted. There's different flooring. As you see, the canopy out here by the gym entrance has been installed. I think it was already installed last month, but there's one very similar to it over by where we're now dropping off that was destroyed by one of these storms here about 3 weeks ago. So we're having to fix that as well. So it's just a different combination between our remodels and fixing what gets broken. Just going down, so Karina, it's our new program that we have where we control everything from leaves to trips to the nursing station. It's a learning process. It takes a lot of front loading. So far, so good. It's working well. So it puts me to sleep every night. I get on my phone and approve everyone's leave slips. Teacher evaluations, we've done the beginning of year surveys for all teachers. We've also done the beginning of year PDPs, and I think between the four of us, we're well underway with the first classroom walkthroughs. Lesson plans, as you know, are due every Sunday for every teacher here. We've just recently been approached by the middle school to do more of a unit-based lesson plan than kind of a weekly lesson plan. We went to a reading apprenticeship training a couple of weeks ago. Myself, Miss Angelique Rodriguez, and Sasha Lamson attended that. As far as the training goes under domain 3, actually, let me go back to domain 2. So talent development, sorry, Giovanni, but we recently received the resignation for our technology specialist, Giovanni Villarreal. He's going on to bigger, better things, but I think we'll eventually see him back if my hunch serves me right. Miss Nidia Hernandez. Nidia Hernandez she'll be going also on to a different place of employment. She's one of our educator fellows. We recently brought on one more custodian and one more maintenance. My plan is to, as I mentioned, with some of this construction, we are still lacking the bathroom clusters number 2, which are the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade bathrooms. My plan is to just kind of use him and save some money, but use him to remodel those bathrooms for right now. It's a lot cheaper if we do it in-house than we go through the contractor. Instructional transformations, we've had, it's hard to believe, but we're getting to the end of our first trimester currently. If you are anywhere around the school, we're in full-fledged student-led conferences. I myself experienced, I didn't think it was possible, but my own daughter, who's in pre-K, she was able to do a student-led conference. So now I'm a firm believer, if they can do it, everyone can do it. So we expect 100% participation of all student-led conferences for the parents to come on in person. We have 13 teachers that started phase 13 cohort letters training. We have another cohort doing from K2 to 3-5 doing numeros training. Ames Forest Cube training, that's sponsored by APS Language and Culture Department, Title III. We have 7 teachers that have attended grad training as part of our ongoing efforts, STEM opportunities and strengths. So there's different trainings that we've had with regard to STEM.
APS gave us Title III funding opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So we train teachers on GLAD and the Enforced Square Cube for free to us because of Title III.
Okay. GLAD, as you all know, is Guided Language Acquisition Design, and Enforced Cube is a branch off of that with regard to specifics in math. This instructional tools under consideration include Dobbit Magician, Light with its accompanying curriculum. So these are just different resources or apps or AIs that we're using currently. I'm not going to go through each and every one of them. And then finally, on the realm of the culture shift, myself and Ms. Brambila, we're still working with regard to health and wellness meetings. I'm not sure, I'd have to go back and look, but I'd say we've probably had at least 30 or 40 by right now. We have a couple almost every day, it seems like, but we work on 3 things usually. It's with regards to attendance, behavior, or academics that we usually meet for. And so as you see, our attendance is right where it needs to be. We're doing very good with that. Basketball season is in full-fledged. We have a game, I believe, tomorrow afternoon, but we've already had 3 games. That's also going well. Student opportunities. So these are more field trips. We had a college visit to UNM for 8th graders. 4th graders went Casa San Isidro field trip. 5th grade have gone to PBL Rio Grande Natural Center State Park. 8th grade Nuclear Science Museum is upcoming. we have an upcoming trip for 5th grade to Ranchos Las Golondrinas, and we have an upcoming field trip for 6th, 7th, and 8th, also to Rancho Las Golondrinas near Santa Fe. Student functions, GC members, you're always invited. As they mentioned a little bit earlier, we're excited to have our fall festival. It will be on the 30th of October, I believe, from 5 to 8 p.m. We'll be having anything from jumpers to food to different booths. The Thanksgiving luncheon is slated for 19th and 20th. We invite you to that as well. Last year, we had to break it up into 2 days because we expect well over 500 extra plates. Last year on day one was 800 extra of what they serve normally. And the gym was completely full for, I think it was from 10 or 10:30 till 1:30. That gym was completely full of parents and relatives that came in. So we're expecting 2 days with well over 500 extra plates over and beyond that what is served. Again, we invite the GC to come on in for those, either the 19th or 20th, or both. Any questions?
We won't charge you.
I think,
I do have a question.
Uh-huh.
So my son, he's in 7th grade, and yesterday we had his conferences, and I didn't fully understand the situation, but I guess with his elective,
Right.
he started off in art, and then he switched over to Baila Baila.
Right.
So obviously, like, he stopped doing the assignments because he's no longer in the class,
Right.
but he's a D- in that class currently because he's missing assignments. So what is, like, how is that gonna work?
All we have to do is take the grade from the current class he's going to, which is Baila Baila, and we'll have the teacher from the special. It's a specials class, so we'll just simply have it inserted for that teacher.
Okay, sounds good, since I know, like, the grading period is getting ready to close.
Yeah, there's a
I
few.
didn't want it to affect his GPA.
Right, there's a few kids in that situation, so I'm making sure that's solved before the
cards.
trimester report cards get printed.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. One minor thing also I forgot to mention is way on the bottom with regard to canteen. We've been meeting regularly with them. Things are going well so far. Just a quick advisory to us that the company is selling out, so canteen will be selling out to our current, I guess, our food manager, Sonia. They're going to be buying them out. Everything will remain the same, just the name will change. So just kind of a heads up. Any more questions?
We signed the agreement to bring mariachi starting in January for our students in the after-school program. That's the only thing that we were missing.
see, can I ask you to repeat, on the 19th and 20th of October or November, is that in there?
The November, for
November.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, that's November.
Was that included in here? I
It's
missed
in
it.
the, it's in
I
the,
missed it. I'm sorry.
it's in the principal.
The principal's report?
Yeah.
I'll find it.
It's on the very last column on the bottom.
Okay, I'll find it. Okay, thank you very much.
More questions? All right. Dr. Maher.
That's not bad. Combined, it was less than 20 minutes, so I think Dr. Medina would give you kudos. Thank you very much for your reports. I missed the Student Achievement and Strategic Plan Committee report, so we're not quite done. But and actually, we don't have any answers or any statements. We just have just a few questions. We were not able to meet this month. But let me pull up my question. When you met with APS and presented the strategic plan and the charter renewal, when do you expect that will be acted upon by APS? Within what time frame?
They don't really act upon it. They kind of accept it. We get the results from the committee meeting and we can go from there. As Dr. Moncada, sorry, I didn't mean to jump in. As Dr. Moncada mentioned, we meet next with APS and their GC might have us change it or their board members. But otherwise, one of the things, and we're there, but just to report to the rest of the GC is Dr. Escobedo said that it was good to see a school turnaround completely and they're in good shape. So really, I feel, and I think we share the same sentiment that we're in very good shape going into that December meeting.
All our test scores show an increase year after year, so that's very positive.
Attendance.
Attendance has come up too. We, over the renewal term, we have never been one of the priority schools when we get ratings. Usually PD work on the schools that are not doing well. We have not been on their list during the whole renewal term. We also got accredited by Cognia in 2022-2023 school year. And we're already doing the 3-year, the renewal for reaccreditation is for 6 years. And we're already in year 3, so we're getting ready to submit documentation on our improvement over the last 3 years.
So just, I guess, to answer your question in short, Dr. Escobedo and his team already reviewed our strategic plan. That's probably what he'll present to the APS board, and we'll go forward with that.
So you think a time frame for acceptance may be in November or December?
17th.
November.
So they'll have a meeting on November 17th, and there's about 11 charter schools renewing.
Okay.
So more than likely, Dr. Escobedo will do a general presentation about each charter school, and then they'll vote on the approvals.
Thank you. Maybe we can request you that in December, that do a short presentation maybe for us, the governing council, not going through every single part of the plan, but presenting the key parts of the new plan to us so that we can then, the committee may be able to work with you about reporting on that plan for the future. Okay, so we'll look forward to that in probably December. I think.
So what we did also is we put the strategic plan on one page.
Excellent.
So just as an FYI for everybody, we decided we will continue with the strategic plan format, the 4 domains, moving forward. And we looked at our strategic plan and saw how it aligns to Albuquerque Public Schools goals. And they have 4 goals: reading, math, post-secondary education, and social emotional learning. So we have those 4 priority goals that APS has within our strategic plan. So I highlighted those parts for us on here.
Dr. Monahan, and just to clarify, do you mean the strategic plan or the strategic goals?
Well,
Or both?
really both, because the goals represent the tangible, measurable goals.
Right.
From that we have in the plan. The plan is used to reach outcomes on our goals.
So our charter school goals focus on language.
Right.
English,
Straight out of
Spanish,
the mission.
and English, Spanish.
And then in the mission, there's the academics as well as future, could be post-secondary, I guess, the future learning.
So as you can see on the strategic plan, our charter school goals are only part of domain 1.
And then this is open. I was talking to Dr. Moncada about this yesterday. If you all do decide to do a December retreat, this is something that the GC can add or tweak to its liking, and then we can act on it.
And maybe you could, by that time, provide SMART goals that reflect the plan that you're putting in place.
Well, the goals are already SMART goals within the renewal,
Perfect.
so they have to be.
They are. I noticed them there. I'm just wondering, well, we can all maybe take a look at them.
Yeah.
In December.
And then there's in this one picture, there's one link that goes through the whole plan. So you have access to this. This is the entire plan that talks about the SMART goals, what the goals are, whether long-term, short-term, who's responsible, there's a timeline, and then there's evidence.
The keywords are all, the academic,
And we share this with APS too. I know it's very lengthy because we work with Dr. Monahan on this table. So we look at our data and we use target baseline data, the actual data, our growth target, and our actual growth. And then we projected at 2%. For example, this is reading. we projected a 2% growth as our target. Our actuals have been 5%, 8%, 6%. And then our target was 13% in 22, 23, 18%, 23, 24, 23%, 24, 25. We still haven't received the test scores from last year, but we're projecting on 28% based on a 2% increase.
But you also have some language, go English language and Spanish language. in
So we
schools.
did that for reading, for math, for science, for English language learners. And then we look at attendance. One of the renewal team members from the APS renewal team asked for data on attendance. So we looked at all these data for them for the last 4 years. And look how we were in 2022, 66%, and then we went down to 62% in 2023, and then we went back up to 80% in 2024, and we maintained that in 2025.
80% is very good considering our neighbors.
And that's regular attendance.
Thank you. So this is fantastic, because this is the major piece of the smart goals that you set up.
And
Okay.
And then we also track down employees because we have also had a significant increase in student enrollment. Last year, we grew by over 100 students. And then because of that growth, we have increased on the number of employees from 55 employees in fiscal year 2022 to 119 employees now in 2025, 26. And then that's a better picture of percentage-wise, how much we have increased every year.
Thank you, Dr. McCann. Just thank you very much for Sylvia and Dr. Davida for coming too. We were all very impressed with the school's presentation. It was well organized. It spoke specifically to the goals. And you could tell that the Albuquerque Public Schools team was very impressed by the progress, and that we combined two ways of reporting data. One were the general data that addressed the school goals, but also what the administrative team did was include both faculty and student voices in their success stories too. I think that made a big difference, combining both types, like qualitative and quantitative data, for a holistic kind of presentation. So I'd like to thank the team, the entire team from CDHA for that presentation. It spoke volumes about the progress that has made the school in the last 4 or 5 years. So with that, one last question for you. When do you expect the data from PED, from the achievement? And do you have language achievement? You have your language data?
We have the English language learners, the WIDA access test scores, and we have a band for Spanish, but we do not have state assessments for math and reading and science. Well, science we do.
When you have do you have a crystal ball located in the next room that will tell us when you will receive the PED data?
We keep asking the state to give it to us in the summer so we can better plan our school year, but this hasn't happened in years.
Do you think it will be this month or next month?
It usually gets published in October, so they already have the data, they're just working on finalizing it and they'll release it.
So this reflects our conversation this week, 3 or 4 emails. Can you then, instead of this meeting, can you maybe wait till you get that data and then present the attendance and the teacher retention rate and the English language learner and English and Spanish language achievement, all in one very short, 1 or 2 pager to us next meeting? Perfect. I didn't have many answers, but I had lots of questions, so thank you for indulging me. All right.
I encourage you to go through the strategic plan because I put the rest of the data. It's very insightful.
And then just another thing with the strategic plan, it's mostly for the GC members, kind of to see how we're doing as a school, we're doing as administrators. The strategic goals are what are inside our renewal application. So that's the difference between the two.
I actually, and you said this twice now, and I like to, with all due respect, differ a little bit from that, thinking that the strategic goals that we have for language and achievement and the future of our learnings for our students is what we want, a mission and vision. And the goals that we have here, I'd say are the stepping stones that will get us to those strategic goals. So I would, I don't know if I like to characterize it as something that's just for us here at the governing council, but I'm hoping that it's for everyone to see that here are these milestones that we need to do. We need our kids here. We need our teachers here regularly. And they are retained here year after year. Those are the goals that you set. We're hoping that those goals will impact student achievement. And I think in some ways, in many ways, they have. It showed that it's been effective. So I'm hoping that it's not really something that's just for us
It's
that.
for everybody. For the whole community.
Yeah, it's really for everybody. We're hoping, because we don't want to be separate. I don't think that, speaking for the governing council, maybe I'm out of line, but with anything that we have, it shouldn't be just for us. It should be important for the students and the staff as well. So, sorry,
No, you're fine. I
took
do,
on
before we finish my report, I do want to say that I'm very thankful for Dr. Rivera and the coaches for working on the data. We created a professional development classroom this year, and that data spoke volumes during our site visit because we were able to showcase our beginning of the year assessments from kindergarten through 8th grade. And we were able to show how our students are doing in the lower grades, where they're very high in Spanish, a little lower in English, but then around 3rd, 4th, and 5th, the two languages kind of even out, English and Spanish, which means that we're creating biliterate students in
Which is the goal.
English and Spanish, which is the school goal. So I pointed that out to them during the site visits.
Fantastic.
So when you get a chance, come see our data walls in the PD room.
Rivera has the wall ready. Okay, we're ready to move on to our action discussion items. Okay. If you find
Switch your spots there, Dr. McGrath.
Kyle up here.
I guess we can go leave now, huh?
Okay, so we have, it is 6:03 PM. Discussion action item A, budget update, bars, voucher financials. Kai.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kyle Hunt. I'm the business manager with Christine Duncan. Please interrupt me if you do have any questions at any time over the reports. Our finance packet for this month is relatively short. The PDF is 15 pages long, but that is because we were missing the August bank account reconciliation of last month's finance packet. So we do have the August and then the September subsequent bank reconciliation in this report. All the numbers reported up on this first page, though, are from 9/30 or forward. As Sylvia had mentioned, our cash liquidity is still struggling, but it's starting to rise back up. We had $446,000 at the end of September. Definitely not what we enjoyed, and it's only about half of what we need to sustain for a month with our new expanded payroll, which is almost $800,000. However, we do have a lot of RFRs outstanding. We currently have about $120,000 outstanding with APS for our Title I, IDEA B, and pre-K funds. We have $45K outstanding with the Educator Fellows, and we have $80,000 in capital purchases that is outstanding. And then as soon as lease assistance is released, which will be end of November, will be $197,000. So we do have a lot of money in budget. We're just waiting on a few entities to get moving with the start of their fiscal year to get us reimbursed. Definitely not as high as I'd like to see, but we are watching it closely every day. Unfortunately, Casey and Dr. Moncada have gotten quite a few emails from vendors that we're having to, hold off on the bigger payments just to make sure that we're making our payroll while we wait for these reimbursements. Overall, though, our budget is still positive on a cash and overall basis. The last report I did have showed us operating at a slightly negative deficit. After all those recent changes, it was positive in our most recent admin meeting where me, Casey, and Dr. Moncada Cyber met to talk about the budget. I'll be presenting some of the more minute changes within the operational budget next month as we revisit that. Going through the actual report, these are the bank account reconciliation reports. Everything within these first few pages are what we issued or received for the month that it represents. So this is all of August transactions. You can see that we dispersed $741,000, or we received $741,000, but we dispersed $983. I'm sorry, that's really small there. August was hard though because it is a free payroll month. Employees got paid on the 1st, 15th, and the 29th. So that was 3 payrolls, and that's why it's over that $800,000 that I was talking about for payroll. Going down, we do have the bank account statements as well, so you can check our work and make sure that all those items kind of match up to what we're seeing and go through the details. Going down to the September one though, here we took in $969,000, so we're getting more RFRs in. You can see our first RFRs from APS getting in here for $83,000. Our first Ed Fellows RFR getting in there, but we did disperse $1.1 million. A lot of that was related to our construction services, diverse development. We had a large P card payment because we did do so much summer work. Really just assuming the ATDA campus a year earlier than we expected to. Just utilized so much of our construction capital funds that we thought we were going to have a year to build up balances to. So as Casey had mentioned, we're just waiting for cash and budget to regenerate. Overall though, there are no bars. There are no permanent cash transfers or anything like that to vote on. You guys will be just accepting the bank account reconciliations and the vouchers for August and September this month with your action.
Okay. Do we have any questions for Kyle? Do I hear a motion to accept the budget update, vouchers and financials and bank reconciliation?
Oh, motion.
Thank you, Pamela. Have a motion to accept it. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Alex. We'll do is there any discussion? We'll do a roll call. Dr. Medina? Dr. Monahan? Yes. Sylvia?
Yes.
Alex?
Yes.
Elba Garcia? Noemi? Pablo Tegustengo?
Yes.
And Timothy Woodard?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. We count. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've got 5.
Mr. Vice President, I go to item B if you'd like. Discussion of CDHA travel policy flowchart. Okay. On behalf of Dr. Medina and Dr. Moncada. So we just had some discussion on the travel policies and how the school's travel policies work. It's very simple. We're aligned to the New Mexico Per Diem and Late Mileage Act, which the NM Department of Finance Authority sets out all the travel rates yearly. These are the current rates listed to the left. If you take just per diem, where we do not pay you for your meals or we do not pay for your hotel, we just give you that straight stipend per night. In-state, Santa Fe has a special rate since it's high cost of living, and the international is at $300. If you do choose to do receipts, you get up to $70 a day, $104 a night. Hotels exceeding $215, which with inflation now is pretty much every time. They require pre-approval, but we always get pre-approval on all of our travel anyways. Mileage is at 100% of the prior year IRS rate, and they recently changed it where you have to travel 50 miles now instead of 30 miles from your town or your place of work to be considered travel. Really, and the travel policy is very much like most of our other employment structures. Everyone reports to Dr. Moncada, the executive director, and he approves all of their requests, except for the case of international travel. all international travel and Dr. Moncada's requests do have to go to the GC for approval. And that's just part of this per diem act. Are there any questions or concerns over our travel policy or anything like that? And we are working on revising a new travel request form within our new Corinna system to reflect all these rates so that when teachers request it, it'll kind of guide them through that.
Hi, Kyle. I just have a question. Just double check. So the only ones that we have to approve for whenever it's either international travel or anything, it will be from Mr. Moncada in the list. If it's
Or
any other-
international travel. Like if Dr. Moncada wants to send Miss Brandila to, I think they discussed going to Guadalajara, right? Or I'm not sure where that conference was in Mexico. But then you guys would have to act on every single person's travel request for that point. And then you should also approve your own travel request too if you guys are each going to the charter school conference at the end of the year.
So that's only if it's international.
Yes. Or Dr.
Yeah, Dr.
Moncada
Moncada.
specific.
Oh, okay, making sure. Thank you.
Yeah, as Dr. Moncada can't approve his own stuff, just like the other things. You're his direct employer, so you approve it.
Thank you, Kyle. Does anyone have any questions regarding this travel policy flow chart? It's not a new policy. This is a flow chart that we're here to review, right?
Yeah, it's just to give a overview of when people need to seek your travel so we aren't bogging down the agenda or anything like that.
Is this in the Google Drive now?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, so everyone can access it. Any questions for Kyle? If not, thank you, Kyle. That concludes letter B. And we have you up next for the assets inventory for 24-25.
So assets inventory, previously, we still did it this last year. We collect 60 sheets where every teacher writes down that they have 2 bookcases, they have a filing cabinet, they have Chromebooks, and all that. They turned it into the front office. Well, Gio, our wonderful IT guy who decided to abandon us, he actually did the amazing thing. I mean, with some of the great work that he did was he helped us start our digital inventory asset management. So this is what we discussed last time. It is an overview of all the inventory. It has inventory throughout it, the licensed QR codes, other things like that. And I think it is a much better representation for you guys to vote on versus 60 PDFs of handwritten notes from teachers and stuff like that. And this is much more of a formality. These are all small inventory items, Chromebooks and stuff like that, things that we only let people know when we dispose of them. We don't actually have to seek outside approval to dispose of. All of our major asset inventories are a part of a separate inventory listing that I control and I submit to the auditors on an annual basis.
I was amazed there were 1,700 Chromebooks and laptops in school. But there's probably a lot left over from during COVID.
Yes,
I
yeah. And
imagine that was fun.
we do there's always going through and getting the ones, removing the ones that kids run through the Chromebooks pretty quickly, unfortunately.
And if it's okay to ask just a question
No,
or
of
two,
course.
the QR card codes, what are those? Is that how you inventory
So
it?
that was something I did over the summer. I still have to fix it technically, but the idea was that this spreadsheet pulls people's emails. So your email specifically, any items that are attached to your name in that spreadsheet, you would pretty much scan the QR code and it would show you all the serial numbers
Oh,
and how many devices you have with each type. It's like a web URL sort of thing.
Okay.
But I kind of broke it on accident, so I got to fix it again. but that was like the general idea, something quick and easy for teachers to kind of reference, sort of thing.
And then they do the personal checking and inventory for their rooms.
Yeah, and I added a little like check-in sheet too for the QR code too for them
Okay,
to fill
thank
out.
Yeah, so they can scan it, see if they're supposed to have their 24 Chromebooks. If they only have 20, they can see
Right.
the discrepancy there.
All right.
Are you sure you want to leave?
I was gonna ask, you did everything from scratch.
I know.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I took about like 2 months to do to catalog and inventory and everything we had, and then build the QR code program and then automate it and stuff. So, I mean, it still has a lot more work to do, like the accessories and stuff. The loan student Chromebooks, I just started that just because kids were asking to take computers home. So yeah.
But we don't have any loans out yet, so it's okay.
Yeah. Thankfully.
Thank you for your work on that, Kiwan. I mean, it's very forward thinking to have use those QR codes so everyone can access it quickly.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Very cool. Anyone else like to ask any questions of
We
Kyle?
didn't like our big binder was that thick.
Yeah.
No one likes that.
Something easier, right? Faster.
No one wants to do
That's
that
helped a lot, 'cause I use that every day.
Each student had a form
With the check-ins and
with the
check-outs.
check-in and
Yeah.
check-out line and signature.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, a motion to approve?
We have a motion to approve let's get back to this, the assets inventory for 24-25 school year.
This is Alex. I'll make a motion to approve the asset inventory as presented.
Thank you, Alex. Is there a second?
This is Sylvia, I will second it.
Thank you, Sylvia. Any discussion for governing council members? In the discussion, we'll call a roll call. Dr. Medina, Ed Bodyhead, yes. Sylvia?
Yes.
Alex?
Yes.
Elba? Noemi?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Elba. Pamela?
Yes.
And Timothy?
Yeah, thank you.
Motion passes. Thank you. All right, next one is approval or disapproval of Governing Council Open Meetings Act Resolution for 25-26. So,
So,
where is this?
so there's the Open Meetings Act. Okay, so every year we are required to do an Open Meetings Act resolution. And I'm surprised our auditors haven't asked for it, but here it is. So basically it says that we'll be meeting, that the resolution is approved today at 5. And it basically says that we'll be meeting once a month, each month, on the third Wednesday at 5 o'clock. And then the location. And it goes over the specifics for special meetings, emergency meetings, regular meetings. So it's something we do every year following the Open Meetings Act resolution. That requires your approval.
And the auditors check our last year's resolution. That's
They
why
checked
we're-
last year's.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this year we'll.
Thank you, Dr. Moncada. Any questions before we do a motion for governing council members? Is there a motion to accept the Governing Council Open Meetings Act resolution for the SY 25-26?
Motion.
Pamela motions to accept the.
This is Ima Garcia, I'm second.
Thank you, Ella. Ella has seconded. Discussion? Roll call. Dr. Medina. Ed Monahan, yes. Sylvia?
Yes.
Alex?
Actually,
Alex?
Yes.
Elba?
Yes.
Noemi? Pamela?
Yes.
Timothy? Yes. Passes. Thank you, Dr. Moncada and Kyle. E is tabled, right, Dr. Moncada?
So I didn't get the paperwork in on time, but we do have somebody very interested in becoming a governing council member. She is Monica Aguilar. She is a former executive director from Mark Armijo Charter School. She's been retired, and she was a on the board for another charter school, but she resigned and she wants to join our board. She started back in 2006 when I started, so we put back a long time. And I was surprised that she still wants to continue helping charter schools. So she's very interested. I think being that we are contemplating the high school, she will be an asset on the board as far as high school goes. But she's been traveling a lot, so she didn't get me her paperwork in on time, so she'll be on the agenda for next month.
And can she provide that to you so that you can
Yes,
provide it? in the-
as soon as
in
she
the-
gives me the application and her bio, and
Mhm.
the resume, I'll send that your way.
Okay, thank you. So we're not going to address letter E. On to letter F is the CDHA Water Safety Guidance Policy. Dr. Buchanan.
So the state has a new regulation on water safety guidance, and actually Dan Hill drafted this policy for the charter schools. And it's basically a policy keeping our kids safe around water, and it's a policy and a guide for our parents at Christine Duncan. And it basically talks about the purpose of the policy to provide guidance and suggestions to parents in our community regarding water safety. And then it goes talking about acequias, the Rio Grande community pools and that. I'm thinking that there were a lot of children drowning because of being near water. So some parents somewhere approached the state and they passed this new law requiring schools to work with families on water safety. So they want us to include this policy in our handbook moving forward so that it's part of the handbook and parents have guidance on supervising their kids when near water. So it's a requirement by the state of New Mexico for us to.
So it's just something that goes into the parent handbook, and you don't deal with it really at school at all.
It's,
Okay, I just asked the question.
Sense, yeah. Like, well, at least
I'm
like
wondering
a
how it
class or
fits into
something
the-
to the kids.
So that
Yeah.
parents, that teachers can talk to kids about water safety based
Uh-huh.
on the policy. But that's as far as it's gonna
Yeah.
go. It's just a requirement to keep our kids safe around water.
Listen,
I was just gonna say, well, I thought it was maybe like a class, like a 1 day or like an hour lecture or something, like letting them know
No,
the safeties of water.
It's a,
So it's just gonna be in the
so you will
handbook.
be in the handbook and maybe, during PE, coach can talk to them about water safety based on the policy. But it's not like, we're not gonna teach a class on water safety. For a whole year. Just 1 day.
It might also be in our safety plan, Dr. Wonderla.
Correct. They just want all kids to know what to do when you're in water so that they don't drown. Keep them safe.
Sorry, pero, so the point is to have it in the handbook so the parents can read it and then the parents can give the guidance to the
That
kids,
too.
basically?
That too.
So it depends if
We'll
parents are
have
ready
that
to have
in the
insurance.
schools.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions of Dr. McCullough before we go for our motion? Well, Dr. Medina may correct me. I didn't do that in right order. First of all, I should ask for a motion. A motion to approve or disapprove this guidance policy?
I'll motion.
Thank you, Tim. Tim motions to
second.
accept. Thank you, Alex. Is there any discussion on this policy going into the parent handbook? Okay, roll call. Dr. Medina. Ed Monahan, yes. Sylvia?
Yes.
Alex?
Yes.
Alma?
Yes.
Noemi? Pam?
Yes.
Tim? Yes. Thank you. Passes 6-0. Executive session. Are we gonna go into executive session, Dr. McCullough, without Dr. Medina, and you still recommend that? for today? Or would you prefer to go do that in November?
It's up to you guys, you're the board.
What do you think?
What did it say?
Well, let's go into the maybe we should just go into executive session.
You have a
and
quorum.
discuss. We have a quorum, we can go in, okay. All right, so let's make sure we do this right. Yeah, I'm not sure I can do this. Correct me if I'm, the first thing we have to do is make a motion to go into executive session, right? Okay, so does anyone, they willing to make that motion? I'm not looking at you, Julie, don't worry.
Yeah, that's what I was like, no, no.
I'm not on the board.
I'm not sure.
Thank you, Tim.
And,
Tim motions?
And just so you know, the next two items, we come back from executive session and then talking about, next meeting, so you don't have to stay. Here you go.
Oh,
And
good.
then you don't have to stay there. Thank you for joining. Do you take a lot of notes? Yay.
All right, do we have a second? To go into
This is
executive.
Alex, I'll second.
Alex seconded. Alex seconded. Let's have a vote. Barbara Medina, Egbari, yes. Sylvia,
Yeah.
Alex,
Yes.
Emma? Emma? Noemi?
Joe, you don't have to stay.
Pam?
You don't have to stay, please.
We're going into, yes.
Yes, thank you. Tim? Thank you. All right, we're going into executive session then, and we are going to only discuss personnel matters related to hiring, promotion, demotion, dismissal, assignment, Alex?
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex. Elba?
Yes.
Noemi? Pamela?
Yes.
Timothy?
Yes.
Okay, we have left.
You forgot about me.
No, I did. I called you originally, Sylvia. Okay, Sylvia, was it a yes then?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry. What's the other? Approval or disapproval of it. So we're going to table I for next meeting. And recommendations for agenda items for November 19th and questions, concerns for next meeting. I think we discussed earlier about November 19th we'll find out about the data for the SY 24-25 school year. Yeah, and the executive session. Are there any other governing council members that would like to add anything for the next agenda in November? If not, it's 7:07 p.m. and we're going to adjourn this meeting for October. Thank you everyone for your participation tonight.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, Sam. Good meeting you. Take care.
Great to meet you.
Thank you, Sam.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I will say,
Buenas noches,
Buenas noches.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
everybody.
I did realize there is a mistake on that last page of analysis just now.
Oh.
Why it looked like the administrative daily rates are lower than everyone else's.
Yeah.
They are not. The administrators do make more on a daily rate than teachers. What was happening was, Dr. Monk, just go back to it real quick.
This one?
Yeah, go to the third tab. And I'll revise this. Yeah. This, because I don't have the starting salary is the same, this average is cutting it in half. So his is actually 610 and that's 700. And then this is 840, 760. Basically, because we don't have this first range, it's cutting that daily rate in half for the administrators. Just because, click on this cell right here. Yeah, it has this -2, and that's or divide by 2, and it's to account for the 2 averages of these. But if there's 0 here, there's no average.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So there is a mistake in my formula that I'll adjust.
Okay.
The percentages, because it's the same difference, the difference in daily rate is still the same as the comparison from the principals and stuff like that. But APS admins do make more than their teachers, and our admins do make more than their teachers too. I thought that was very confusing too, and I kept on looking at it. I was like, I don't know
That's
what I
what's
did
right.
wrong. Yeah,
I mean,
you are absolutely correct.
so there's no deputy superintendent here. If you might need to put another column there to explain, like,
Definitely,
Dr.
I will add a little bit more.
Dr. McConnell, executive director, and then maybe the assistant principals, whatever it may be.
Definitely.
Okay. Shoot, I was trying to do the math on my calculator.
No, yeah,
Something's
I looked
wrong.
at it and I was like, I know I'm not making like $40 an hour. I was like,
No.
so I don't think that's right.
Okay.
Can I have a receipt?
Of course.
Have
Thank you, team.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next.
How's Jay
Next
doing?
Doing good.
How's things like in his new school?
It's a lot of ingenuity. So it's a lot of
Online?
online. for him.
Never
So
ended?
That is not used to. So the first 2 weeks it was an adjustment. Because
Did he want to go to school?
he's going to